The last agenda actually did not include, it was blank, but
Yeah, no, there was an updated one. They did have a name, which I think was.
right,
Yeah, there was an updated.
yeah.
Yeah, that was A, B, C, revision 1, 2, 3.
Right, right, and then a second bill list came in and it was a fewer number of pages. But it was a photocopy versus a print, so I just, I'm like, did anything get removed? No. I don't think so.
It could be interesting. Friend. And new for it's the total fairness to the, Maybe all these items. Was certain.
You're talking,
Yeah.
oh, you mean all the reimbursements that were made?
Yeah. Well,
I like your
That was
advice.
removed.
But it's also 250.
Estimate is all right.
So how much?
Yeah, that's too.
And I know there was an issue as to whether numbers are
But
tourism.
you're doing that.
Want anything, so the 250. Oh,
They're the ones that you thought were saying.
Oh, yeah, we got. Yeah, Erica sent them all.
For some reason they were like, what's?
Oh, okay.
That's right.
President.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
Matt. That resolution, is it not just to remove the tax?
No.
It's also to purchase a new tax. Okay, so I thought it said just to remove it.
Does say what he.
Yeah,
It's both.
it's both.
Remove and replace.
Okay.
It's in place.
Yeah, I didn't think the resolution had said so, itself said reverse.
They want to add, let's double check it. You may have to add that word. And where are this?
DPW.
So why are we replacing this at the same?
No, actually, Al said they're gonna be mobile, so if we need to move them.
Yeah, I'll explain, but it's fine.
Yeah, I don't have that. Don't have any knowledge about that, so.
Sean,
Yeah, we've been talking about it for about a year now, because they get very slow.
I'm told you not.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the good thing is,
Report? Yeah. Yeah, I thought, right, I thought it was, that's not when that happens.
He did.
Okay. Oh.
Mayor put his nose in the bill, they filled it up.
Yeah.
Hi, that's, that's for Heidelberg stuff by any chance? Some information? Yeah. Yeah. Or Matt, no? Okay. He's gonna, we're looking for people for their focus group. Paula Gavin. you
Can we
made-
make a focus group?
Yes,
Okay, because I was gonna have my
Definitely, here he
husband
is.
do it. If he wants.
okay,
Somebody
good.
could stuff for me.
I like that, just volunteer your husband.
Hey, Catherine, he said,
Good, good. Did you get a chance to drop off that material?
because I would do it.
Oh, okay. No, that's great.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now.
The ordinance
Volunteer.
on
People
fuel
doesn't-
tanks doesn't say anything about replacing
Okay.
or install.
Yeah.
Just
Okay, bye-bye.
It's just fun.
The
only
resolution.
removal.
It's in my mailbox,
Right there.
Yeah.
so.
It only says removal
Podium,
for the tanks,
is this new?
I had the same question, Bert.
which.
Podium looks new.
About the tanks. Yeah.
Removal and replace.
Right, take a look at the
Yeah,
resolution.
We can propose an edited language, right?
Right.
Well, it's, yeah.
We have a proposal from them.
Yeah.
So as long as their proposal says remove and replace.
That wasn't the resolution.
No, I'm saying as long as the proposal says it will change the resolution.
Right.
Just so you know, Greg is on his way.
Who is he? Well.
So he's got like a half hour
Yeah,
drive, so.
right.
Thanks for having
Have you haven't done the focus group yet for the school?
No.
If you're available.
Hey, what's up?
What's that?
Outstanding health.
I've been talking to Gary a lot, you know, because I'm doing a lot of rugby times. Yeah, exactly. That's all.
That's so good, yeah.
Yeah, one time saw Gary, yeah, as well.
Best event ever last
Great.
night. It was great.
Yeah, that was good.
I wonder what the.
How hot was it in that?
First one I was wearing was ridiculously hot.
Well, the sun
Someone's
was
flying.
pounding down.
People like it, but you can literally, this is my fuel area.
Oh, wow.
So I couldn't circulate. Normally I walk around, but it's just. too many people. It's always fun. I like-
Yeah.
Luckily, we don't know about that.
Time flies. Here we are.
James, can I take one too?
Yes, absolutely. Coming up here to France.
Where's my, who took my gavel?
Oh, my.
Behind you.
You think?
Yes, it's on the.
Oh, I see it. I got it.
Okay.
I got it for you. I'm gonna get you all set up. You need a pen?
Yes. No, I haven't. I need a gavel.
Sir?
Right, I had. Call this meeting to order, please stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag, the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We do not have our clerk joining us tonight, so I will read the public notice. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, PL 1975 C 231. Proper notice was sent to the official newspapers posted on the municipal bulletin board, filed with the borough clerk, and posted on the official municipal website. Please be advised, public attendance of meetings via Zoom is not mandatory and a courtesy only. For any reason Zoom fails or is disconnected, the public meeting will continue without interruption and action will and can be taken provided there is a quorum. Next, I will take roll. I also don't have our attorney here.
Many-
Our attorney is en route, by the way,
Okay.
10-15 minutes out. So I don't know that any particular order. I'm just gonna say, Councilman Nowicki,
Here.
Council President DeNoble,
Here.
Councilwoman Greenblatt,
Here.
Councilman Hart,
Here.
Mayor Gubatose.
Here.
All right. Let us, now that I've got that done, let me. Oh, where's my package of materials? We're gonna do it. All right, somebody have an agenda I can work on? Sure. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I had them, I must have placed them somewhere around the room. Okay. We, item 5 on our agenda is workshops, we have none. Item 6 on the agenda is presentation and bids, again, we have none. We have approval of minutes. I will, on item 7, I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes from July 7th, 2026 council business meeting.
Second.
Oh, right, Councilman Northey.
All in favor? Yes.
Council President,
Yes.
yes and yes. All unanimous, including the mayor. We're gonna
Miss
try,
you, Erica.
we're gonna expedite these votes tonight.
You're doing an amazing job.
Okay.
I'm here in case you need me.
Eric, I'm just gonna say all in favor, aye, opposed, nay. Okay, item 8 on the agenda is public comment or questions about anything specifically on this agenda. I know there's one member of the public who wants to comment, but your specific issue is not on the agenda. And that's why I'm concerned. I don't necessarily want you to have to wait an hour, but your call. Any questions or comments on items specific to the agenda? At the end of the meeting, you'll be able to comment on anything at all. Any comments on the agenda? I see no hands. Okay, we'll move on to item 9, which is ordinances. We have 2 introductions this evening. The first one is a reintroduction of an ordinance in which chapter 425, we want to change the fees for violations of by cutting down trees without oh, Mr. Cannon, you've joined us.
Yes,
Well,
how are you?
I
I was able to get out early.
I
Thank
didn't
you.
see you slip in, thank you. And we, the council actually introduced a very similar amendment in our last meeting. And after the fact, we realized there was a change in there that we did not pick up on that was incorrect. But it's a significant enough change that to do it correctly, we've got to reintroduce the ordinance. So tonight, we're going to reintroduce 2026-31, an ordinance amending our trees and the Shade Tree Commission rules around planting of trees. So Council President DeNoble, you were actually our liaison to Shade Tree. Could you
Yes.
just provide a quick overview?
Just to reiterate, we discussed this at the last meeting, but just in case if anybody missed it. The Shade Tree Commission had asked that their fine, which they hope will never be given out, be increased from 200 to $1,000. That is if someone cuts down a tree without an application. And neighboring towns have about the same fine, again, hoping never to give it out, but we are kind of satisfying the updated state NJDEP Tier A regulations, which legally mandate that coastal towns enforce a tree removal and replacement ordinance on all public and private properties, because mature trees serve as a vital stormwater infrastructure against flooding and runoff. So ultimately, we are required to manage the collective canopy together to protect our environment. Again, this is something that the commission never wants to give out. They've been incredibly successful in keeping Bradley Beach green. They've planted hundreds of trees, and a huge thank you also goes to the homeowners who have partnered with the borough by replacing their trees. And the commission's absolute hope and goal is that this $1,000 fine never actually has to be issued. They would much rather work together to keep Bradley Beach green, resilient, and thriving.
Is that it? Okay.
That is it.
A reminder, when we introduce ordinances, there is no public comment other than any questions you'd ask at the beginning or the end of the meeting. But when we assemble next to presumably adopt this ordinance, there will be official public comment at that time. The second ordinance introduction is ordinance 2026-32, which is an ordinance repealing.
Should we vote on?
Oh, yes.
approving the introduction?
Where's yes, I'll make a motion that we vote to, thank you, Councilman, that we vote to approve ordinance 2026-31 of shade trees.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
None.
I'm also an aye. All right, that motion passes unanimously. Now moving on to ordinance 2026-32. 201-2 is a E-code chapter in our ordinances addressing hedges and street side plantings. In that code section, it requires mayor and council approval for a permit, which I don't know how long that ordinance has been there. I've never noticed it before. Needless to say, the mayor and council is not able to approve a permit for planting in a planting strip. We have an ordinance section 270-25 that in fact governs planting strips. So this is on the same topic, but in direct conflict with 270-25. And this amendment is moving to basically strike 201-2. If you look at the details, the existing ordinance is all struck. Any questions or comments on this one? All right, I'll make a motion that we approve 2026-32.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? 0. Okay, thank you. Item 10 on our agenda is communications. We've got three quick things I want to cover with folks. Under communications, if you have the agenda in front of you, we have tax letter, construction update letter, and charter study commission recommendation update. And we actually do have updates on all three of these. Our borough taxes took over a month to get finalized. We approved them. We did everything the borough needed to do, but the state needs to review, and it took them a month. Because it's taken a long time, we got ratification of the rate late last week. Also, when that happens, when there's a long delay, you'll see in individual resolution 226-194, we're going to extend the grace period for our taxpayers to pay their taxes because we're getting out the tax bills late. So right now, until that mailing process, they're printing again, this is all not Bradley Beach, this is out of control, but an independent entity is printing the tax bills, individual tax bills. Every person will have a different bill, of course. And those bills should go out somewhere around the August 13th or 15th, around the middle of August. That's why you'll hear in a little bit, we're extending the payment of that until September 3rd. But in those tax bills will be 2 insert letters. One letter, and I actually have these with me, so I don't just hold them up. one letter, very nice graphic, little pie chart graphic. It shows how the components of the total property taxes we pay are split into four key parts. School taxes, municipal budget, the library, and the county. So this pie chart tells everybody what Bradley Beach in aggregate is spending. The aggregate number is an increase of 6.1%. I'm just going to share this with everybody now. Our municipal budget, the part Bradley Beach Council controls, is increasing 4.79. The library taxes are increasing 9.79, so almost 10%. The library board doesn't control their taxes. It's tied to a formula, but the borough council is talking in early stages of conversations with the library that to the extent they have surplus revenue, they might be able to share that with the municipality, that we in turn could reduce taxes. County taxes actually increased 11.1%, 11.12, and school taxes were 3.5. That composite, and this shows you the weighting when you get the letter, that composite works out to 6.1. Also, as part of this letter, there's a barcode, and the barcode gives you a history, 4-year history, gives you Q&A about taxes. It's I think a very comprehensive little letter that no one will see for another week and a half or so. Therefore, we've had this letter posted to our website. So anyone listening, anyone here in the room, anyone who you talk to as your neighbors, let them know that the taxes have been finalized. Everyone will receive individual bills in less than 2 weeks. But if you want to see the information that's going to be included with your bills, that's posted to our website now under an area called taxes.
No,
Councilman?
also on the website, when you pay your bills, if you do it electronically, those are posted. Your taxes right now are there. So you can go on and see your individual, what you're due to pay. You don't have to wait until then to pay, until September 3rd. You can pay sooner. You're welcome having that revenue come in sooner. So, definitely you can see what the number is and make your payments, and you don't have to wait longer. And so that's just an important point I want to make.
Very good point.
And to Councilman Novick's point, you can pay online as well.
Yes, you can.
We've already started receiving payments online.
Yeah. The second item in communications, construction update letter. As most of you know, we have a lot of really exciting, in our opinion, I think I can speak for the council, very exciting infrastructure projects going. Many of them are inconvenient. They're in the way of, peaceful enjoyment of driving down certain streets because we're either tearing up soon to be streets or having heavy equipment, loading things all around the place. But this update letter gives a very capsule summary of all these different projects going on in the borough. And it also has a QR code. And the QR code is important because what we're giving you now is state of the universe today. But that QR code takes you to the website and it will give you updates. So throughout the summer into the fall, we will provide updates on all the different projects. We have sewer projects in the later fall, winter, and spring. We'll have Main Street projects. We have Sylvan Lake projects. We have Promenade Extension. We do have a lot going on. I think we even have a blurb in there about our new bathrooms that were just completed and open for business. And I think today the concession opened. I hope today the concession opened. It was supposed to at noontime or so. Anyway, those updates will be covered in this letter, and then subsequent updates will be covered by that QR code. And then finally, a charter study commission over a year ago met, and I know Mr. Coyne, you were part of it. I don't think anyone else in the room now was a part.
Mr. Greenberg on.
Is Mr. Greenberg there? Okay,
Yeah.
Don Greenberg. Oh, there he is. Don, you gotta get a haircut, man.
Tracy, Perfett, I see.
Oh, are they? Okay,
Yeah.
Tracy and Rafet. Okay, great.
Oh, Linda?
That's high school, Al.
It sounds like the entire commission is here, so I should recognize them all. Then, Mr. Greenberg, Ms. Davidson. I don't see your names, but Mr. Kaplan, Mr. Cohen, and Ms. Duffy. Is Linda? You're there somewhere too.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, great. So that Charter Study Commission worked very diligently on evaluating whether or not Bradley Beach should consider changing the form of government, put together recommendations, and whether we changed or not, they identified issues that they thought needed to be improved. there was a referendum, the ultimate vote was not to change the form of government. But this council certainly wanted to understand were there elements within the current form of government that could be improved. Mr. Coyne, you were the dissenting vote in that group at the time. I asked you to kind of take the lead on helping us understand, the council understand what those key issues were. And probably the most challenging and the most complex issue, single issue, was whether or not we could stagger our council terms, mayor and council terms. And if we could do it, how would we do it? And we, the council, hired Michael Collins, who was also the council hired by the commission. And Mr. Collins has spent a number of months. We got a letter dated from him yesterday. We had back and forth with Mr. Collins. We asked questions on earlier drafts, but he finalized his research in a letter dated yesterday. I've shared that with the council. None of us have really had a heck of a lot of time to review it, but that letter will also be posted to the website. It's already been given to Amy Hall, and in our next meeting in 2 weeks, we plan to have a workshop where we'll discuss the results of that letter. So anyone interested in getting an early start on reading it, it may be on the website today. I asked Ms. Hall, Ms. Baker, Amy Baker, to post it to our website earlier today. It may be up. If not, it will be up shortly. These other two letters are already up. I had confirmation of that. All right, move to resolutions. Item the resolutions, we have two consent agenda resolutions. Does the council want to vote on either or both of these or discuss either one separately? All right, I'll make a motion that we approve the consent agenda resolutions 2026-192 and 2026-193.
Second.
Oh,
I forgot we had to take
okay,
turns.
so that's right. The Noble has seconded, and all in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Okay, the ayes have it, unanimous. Move to individual resolutions. I mentioned this earlier, but 2026-194 is authorizing an extended grace period for the payment of third quarter real estate taxes. We're moving the deadline from August 10th to September 3rd. And again, that's due to the delay in the certification of the tax rate. Any comments or discussion? Okay, having none, I'll make a motion that we approve individual resolution 2026-194, extending the grace period for third quarter taxes.
Second.
That was Ms. Greenblatt. I recognize the seconding. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? None. Okay. 2026-195, approving the Monmouth Municipal Joint Insurance Fund bylaw revisions. Any comments or questions?
My only question, which I did not get answered, because I typically ask a whole bunch of questions for the meeting. Does this revision of bylaws meaningfully change our coverage in any way?
No.
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 Okay, so no other questions. I'll make a motion that we approve 2026-195.
Second.
Mr. Carp seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? No. Okay, 2026-196, resolution approving a shared services agreement with the County of Monmouth to provide iTax map maintenance. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, I'll make a motion that we approve 2026-196.
Second.
Mr. Nowicki seconds. I'll make a motion that we approve 2026-196. I mean, we already made that motion. All in favor?
Yeah. Aye.
This do two hats thing is tough.
Yeah.
I also vote aye, opposed, nil. Okay, it passes unanimously. 2026-197, award of a fair and open 5-year contract for Realty Data Systems LLC for reassessment consulting services. Comments or questions?
Maybe just for everybody to explain what exactly those services are. You know. So somebody has a question about the value of their property and the taxes. This is an independent entity that will come out and assess the value of your property, working with the tax assessor, and be able to substantiate what the value of your property is, land as well as the structure, which then your taxes are then based upon that.
And they are independent of the assessor, but work together with the assessor. They've worked with our assessor for a number of years. Eric Aguiar is our assessor, and he speaks highly of them, and they were also the winning bid. So I think it's a win-win for us.
Yeah, very good.
All right, I'll make a motion that we approve 2026-197. All in favor?
Second.
Okay,
Okay, second,
did we second it?
No.
Okay,
Sorry,
sorry.
get it right by hand.
I know.
Okay, DeNoble seconds, all in favor?
Yes.
All opposed?
Aye.
0, unanimous.
Okay.
2026-198, award a proposal for engineering services for Artheon for CAFR Beach Locker permanent modification services. I'll actually give a quick comment on this. We have lockers on the beach existing. We also have a few structures on the beach. CAFRA's federal government gives us permission to put those lockers on the beach and to put certain structures on the beach. At this point in time, we have a couple of the storage sheds that are not included in our current CAFRA permitting. We are making, with this vote, we are asking our engineers to amend our existing permit to include additional structures on the beach. We hope and anticipate this is a administrative request. We don't anticipate much pushback, but we do want to be compliant with CAFRA. So that's what this particular proposal is. It's 14,000.
Just to add to that, the existing permit expires next year.
Yeah.
And so my understanding is if we submitted an application within the year of that expiration, we can extend that for 5 years, because there is a $10,000 fee.
We haven't seconded. So I'm gonna make a motion that we approve 2026-198.
Second.
Councilwoman Greenblatt seconds. I will ask all in favor.
Aye.
Aye, all opposed? 2026-199, establishing a one-time transition reimbursement formula for certain borough beach storage locker lessees affected by amended eligibility requirements. I'll give a quick overview on this as well. Then in that case, Councilman Clark, please do.
I wrote something.
Even better.
So this resolution establishes a one-time transitional reimbursement program for certain beach locker lessees who become ineligible to renew their lockers due solely to the recently adopted changes in the borough's eligibility requirements. The purpose of this resolution is to provide a fair and consistent way to recognize the unamortized portion of the initial fee that some residents paid when they first obtained a locker, while also ensuring responsibility and simplicity. The reimbursement is based on a uniform formula that considers the differences between the original locker fee that was paid, less the included annual fee, applies a 7-year useful life assumption, and reimburses the remaining unamortized portion for eligible leases. This is a voluntary, one-time transition program intended to support the orderly implementation of the new eligibility standards and does not create any ongoing entitlement or precedent for future actions.
Great, thank you, sir. And by the way, thank you also for working diligently on not only framing this resolution, but actually developing the formula for the amortization payments. The thing I would add is the council months ago, as Councilman Carp just described, changed eligibility. So if that ordinance change goes through, we are in the middle of a legal challenge. But if that goes through, we'll be changing who's eligible. Some people who are currently eligible will no longer be eligible for the lockers. Those are the people who might be eligible for a reimbursement. As Mr. Carp said, we have a pretty extensive formula. I personally commented on this a number of months ago when we first changed the ordinance, saying we would develop a refund formula. And as far as we're concerned, we're going to continue with business as usual until such time as the courts decide on what we can or cannot do. And within this resolution, there's a bolded wording that I'd like to re-mention, and that is as follows. The mayor and council expressly find that the reimbursement methodology established herein is intended solely to provide a uniform, equitable, and administratively efficient method of determining discretionary transitional reimbursements. And it is not intended to represent an accounting determination of actual depreciation, replacement cost, fair market value, or damages. And that's important because we're doing the best we can to come up with an equitable solution, but everyone could come up with a different model. We think we've got one that's equitable. So with that said, any other comments or questions from the council? I will make a motion that we approve 2026-199. Second. Mr. Clark seconds. All in favor? Aye. All opposed?
There's a question on that. Implementation for that would be, we would wait until the resolution by the challenge, the legal challenge, before that could be implemented. So that would probably not happen until the end of the year or beginning of.
We're hopeful, Mr. Cannon, I don't know if you can provide any insights as to potential timing of a resolution by the courts.
I mean, the court has indicated was looking to resolve it prior to next summer season. When it's a prerogative writ action functionally, you have to remember the burden of proof is on the plaintiffs to prove that the borough's action is invalid. So as it stands now, the ordinances that were adopted in this resolution of policy will be what the borough will follow. If a court enters an order stopping that or otherwise staying that, then I'll let you know. But I'll also note the plaintiffs sought that to stay the borough's laws as they were adopted, and they were denied that relief. So as of now, whatever you guys pass is the policy, and it's the plaintiff's burden to prove that it is invalid. As we discussed at length in this room about the public trust doctrine and everything else, I feel that the borough is on firm legal ground that the public trust doctrine does not include the convenience of beach lockers. But a court will ultimately tell us. I don't decide. I just opine.
Didn't the report also indicate or asked to expedite this prior to us releasing the terms for the next year's rental? Because I think we typically come out like in November or December with new locker fees for the following.
Might be January, but January. Yeah. And they have to decide if they want to renew typically by April 1st.
April 1st. So that sort of sets a time frame that we would like to see this resolved by.
The wheels of justice turn slowly. Councilman Nowicki is the court works on its own time. But as of now, I will say that the onus is not on the borough. The onus is on the plaintiffs to stop the policies that are being enacted by proving that they're illegal or otherwise unconstitutional, or the various arguments that have been raised. And that has not. If that happens, then we'll have to redo what we're doing. Well, honestly, what I would expect is if the court's timeline starts to go past the point at which decisions or irreversible decisions must be made by the governing body in canceling leases, then there'll be another application before the court to stay that, and then I'll be able to, we will not be guessing. Suffice to say, we'll not be guessing as to what the situation is, but the onus is not on the plaintiffs to bear the burden of proof. So,
But we hold off through with the reimbursements until we get some.
We are business as usual until Mr. Cannon and the courts tell us otherwise. So
I think the best thing for us to do is just to be transparent, right? So it's a public body, and so we're taking this action publicly, announcing the policy, a long way in advance of when it would be applicable, and making public notice of that. And then, like I said, the burden is on the plaintiff. If they want to challenge that, then that's their right as well. But all we can really do is be transparent. We don't want to, do this under the cover of night or, without being transparent. Like this resolution that you're passing will be produced to the other side of the litigation so that they know that what's going on. And we're just going to be transparent about it. And the judge will tell us, when and what to do. That's how we handle it as a public body. If we were a private business or people who didn't have the same transparency obligations that a public body does, I would be advising you differently. But as a public body, I think all we can do is really be transparent and just let the judge tell us what to do, and we'll follow what they do. And by being transparent, we'll ensure timeliness, right? If we allow the plaintiffs to know and do this in a public forum as this is the policy, not just discussing this and then implementing it next year, announcing it now, then it'll all work out. I think in the end, one way or another, it'll be on solid ground. I don't really want to do something irreversible that then we have to claw money back or whatever, And I'm trying to keep us on a route for that not to happen.
It's administratively, the timeline to be determined.
yes, but I think this is something we pledged to the public that we would develop. We are now delivering that. And again, as a council and led by Councilman Carp, we spent a lot of time trying to come up with an equitable formula. We've researched historic records to get a list of names. I think we're in very good shape administratively to administer this policy. And again, we've just got to keep moving forward until we get any other clarity. Thank you. We already voted on this one, so I'm going to move to 2026-200, authorizing procurement of fuel storage tank removal. Now, this should say, I believe, removal and replacement, but we'll get to that language in a second. Through New Jersey State Contract T0849, pursuant to New Jersey State Contract Division Purchase of Property. Mr. Doherty, can you just provide the council with a quick update on this?
Sure, so there are gas tanks and used oil tank, Department of Public Works, above ground. They're very old and need to be replaced. We're gonna replace them, we're gonna remove what's there and replace them with new ones. And the new ones are up to date, so they're double walled as opposed to single wall like we have now. And they're also gonna be installed in a way that they can be removed. If this governing body or future governing bodies decide to ever move Department of Public Works, maybe the north part of town where the recycling yard is. And I know there were a couple questions because the resolution says remove, but it will also be installing tanks, both the gas tanks and the oil tank is to receive used oil. The gas tank is obviously to distribute gas.
Is there any indication of contamination from the old tanks that would have to be dealt with? There's no due diligence that has to be done on that with these removals.
It's been reviewed by an engineer, and right now there is no indication of any leakage or contamination. However, the longer we wait on this, that chance increases. So our qualified person agent was able to secure someone off a state contract, so we can move pretty quickly on this. Thank you.
These are above ground.
Above ground. They're above ground now.
Yeah.
And they're going to continue.
So do we need to make a change in the resolution? Because the resolution, even the title just indicates removal.
I don't know if the attorney thinks we should amend the title to add the word and install. But right now it just says removal. However, the contract that you are all approving has both removal and installation.
The cost is really about the new tanks.
Yes.
The old tanks, it's a small cost.
So
tanks
the cost. So, Councilwoman, would you like to just propose some additional language to say like and installation?
Right, I would say in the title, authorizing procurement of fuel storage tank removal and replacement through New Jersey State contract.
This is
Right, that's in the title, removal and replacement.
And as Mr. Doherty, you're close to this. Is replacement good? Should be installation? Should be both?
For installation.
It is replacing what's there. They're going to install new ones. So I think replacement is
Okay.
is fine. Right?
So you suggest and replacement in the title and
And in the first
whereas.
Yeah, the first whereas. So whereas a need exists for the removal of fuel storage tanks and replacement of such tanks, through the New Jersey Division of Purchase. So also just adding that same verbiage into the first paragraph.
Okay, so would you make an official motion with those two edits?
Yes, so I make a motion to modify resolution 2026-200 to read in its title, authorizing procurement of fuel storage tank removal and replacement through New Jersey State Contract T0849 pursuant to New Jersey State Contract Division of Purchase and Property. In addition, I make a motion to add the same information in the first paragraph. So it should read, whereas a need exists for the removal of fuel storage tanks and replacement through the New Jersey Division of Purchase and Property State Contract.
And also our police department uses this as well.
Okay. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
There you go.
Aye.
Aye. All right, now, I'll make a motion for 2026-200 to approve that, that resolution as,
Second.
I'll give that to DeNoble.
All right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? None. Okay, that concludes resolutions. We'll move to 12 announcements. There are none. 13A, drum roll please, administrator report, Mr. Dory.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
I'd like to just brief the council and the public on some of the projects going on in town. The Sylvan Lake Bulkhead, the contractor is advancing the construction on the new block wall bulkhead and transporting excavated material to the promenade site on the beach. This was Councilman Nowicki's idea to reuse the existing material that's already in the borough, saving us money for taking it away and also saving money on having to bring new stuff in. Bulkhead construction going well. It's expected to continue until September. The very popular Promenade Extension Phase 1, just kidding, it's not very popular. The contractor is installing the steel sheeting for the bulkhead. The sheeting installation is expected to continue for another 2 weeks. Construction is on schedule. I will tell you that they found a buried underground wooden bulkhead that was visible on maps from 1933, and to date is buried under about 5 or 6 feet of sand. So you can see how much sand has been put on the beach in Bradley Beach over about the last century. So they're going to remove that and keep working. Both contractors for Silver Lake and the Promenade are working well together to transport soil from one site to the other, as I mentioned before. And lastly, the Sylvan Lake outflow gate structure. This is one that's actually put together by the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection. As an addition to their contract for the outflow pipe replacement that was done last winter, they are obtaining a price to replace the outflow gate structure and clean the outflow pipe that's under Ocean Avenue. The borough is working with NJDEP to facilitate this process, and we anticipate the outfall structure to replace in the fall or winter of this 2026 going into 2027. That's all for me, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, sir. Appreciate those comments. And then we'll move to mayor and council reports. I'll start with Councilman Dewey.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First, I'll start with the police activity report. This is for the period of July 1st to July 19th. We had a council meeting last month that we missed, so that so I'm actually going back and doing the report once a month. On July 12th, the 600 block of Main Street, a 47-year-old Neptune City man was arrested and charged with driving under the influence and several motor vehicle offenses. Patrolman Sean Johnson made the arrest. The police department investigated 11 motor vehicle crashes and responded to several calls for service. Several members of the police department participated in the annual kickball game last month against the recreation center kids. This was a time that was a fun event, and one time it was had by alcohol. All residents are reminded that the new New Jersey e-bike law is in effect, and below are the e-bike requirements. Valid license, age 17, driver's license, or age 15 to 16, a motorized bicycle license is required. State registration is necessary. All e-bikes must be registered with the New Jersey Motor Vehicle Commission. Insurance, liability insurance is now required. The law applies to all e-bike classes, pedal assist, throttle, and high powered. Children under the age of 15 are prohibited from operating e-bikes. For further information, you can access the njmvc.gov website. So, yeah, this is a big issue, and the e-bikes are definitely a safety concern. This is really a movement in the right direction by the state of New Jersey, in my opinion. Also, I was going to announce if this was the last council meeting, have National Night Out, which we had yesterday, and it was a great event. It must have been over 1,000 people who showed up. Star Wars was prominent, and you know, the auction, bicycles, raffle, and food, the dunking tank. The officers were being bumped, no council members, although I was asked, but I realized that I would be standing. I would not be falling into the water. So, but again, it was a great event and just a wonderful time for the police and emergency services and OEM and fire department. Everybody did really engage with the community and collaborate. And it's just a wonderful event. And a lot of businesses contributed and participated. So it was just a great turnout. So thank you to the police department.
Thank you.
And then lastly, so Lake, I just want to announce that the commission meeting is in 2 weeks on Wednesday night here in these chambers at 7 p.m. And Matt already reported on that project, so we won't delay any further on that. And then lastly, the land use board meets on the third Thursday of every month, so come on out this month if you wanted to understand what's going on with various zoning variances and applications that are going on in the town. So with that, that's my report.
Thank you, Councilman, Council President.
Thank you, Mayor. So the Shade Tree Commission has a meeting tonight, so I'll report on that next week. But I did want to mention, if I can pull this up, we had a workshop from the tree keepers, and it was awesome. Let's find it real quick. It was on Saturday. I went to it. So it was on Saturday, July 18th, and we learned all about trees. So this was the commission and other commissions from other boroughs were invited, and we had a really good turnout. It was this room, we filled it up, and they presented a free course all about trees. The workshop covers tree biology, tree identification, tree planting, maintenance, and we got free swag. We got snippers, a saw, and a book on trees. It was great. So again, they're having their meeting tonight. I'll let you know. We have a lot of applications coming in. So, but a lot of trees are being planted. So thank you to them. Next, the Bradley Beach Tourism had their meeting on July 14th. Various things were approved, like the Carol Lester Bubble Show, the Brian Osterling 250th face painting was approved, and the summer event marketing. Also, Amy Baker came up with this idea of a pop-up concert, and she just put it together last minute, and it was the Cat Body Band on Sunday, and hundreds of people showed up. So it was a lot of fun, and it was a big hit. And tonight, the Wednesday Jazz in the Park, Pete Curran is playing the quartet, and Amy wanted me to remind everybody, August 22nd is Pirate Day. That's when the kids get dressed up and they go up and down Main Street and they get loot. Reggae Fest is also that day from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Shore Steady, Morel Hidalgo, Dub Assassins, and The Verdict will be playing that day. And their current balance of the Shade Tree Trust is now $86,000. The Board of Ed had their meeting that I attended on July 21st. Dr. Heidelberg said that summer school has started. They covered the hiring for this school year coming up. They had a new condenser put in the media room. That's where they do speech therapy. They read to a dog. And I'm sure Morty, the dog, would be very happy with this because he's very fuzzy and furry. And they also removed the container on the property. And they got money for scrap, about $500. So that's good. They cleaned that up. And I also wanted to mention they're applying for several grants, which is great. And they also thanked the PTA. They actually raised $23,568.29. And thanks to them, these clubs and activities that the school had are available to the children because they couldn't do it without that funding. And there's a focus group. This is very interesting. People from the town can go there, and these sessions are designed to gather feedback, strengthen communication, and engage the community in conversations about district strengths, opportunities, and future planning. And I attended one. It was very informative. And you have to realize the Board of Ed, they're volunteers. And you look around us and you see the tax increases for towns. And these people work so hard to make a beautiful school. And the tax increase is gonna be about $48 per home for the whole year. And they have zero debt. They work really hard, and I encourage you to mark your calendar August 12th. They're doing it at the school at 9:30 a.m. I have flyers if anybody's interested. And that completes my report. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Council President. The other thing to comment on the taxes from the school, they're constantly facing tax cuts, subsidies in.
Oh, yeah, the state,
They've received from the
and
state.
of course, their health insurance went sky high too. I don't know how they did it. And
Yeah.
they're really tightening their belt and making it happen.
I will now turn to Councilwoman Greenblatt.
Thank you, Mayor. The Arts Council met July 20th and July 29th. The Arts Council hosted its first annual Arts Fest this past summer on June 27th. However, the weather was not in our favor. So there were some events that took place that were indoors, and there is now a rescheduling of the afternoon program. So the rescheduled date for the afternoon portion of Arts Fest is set for Sunday, August 23rd from 12:30 to 6 p.m. at the Oceanfront Gazebo. And the program offers music by the Rodeo Poets, String Bean, and the Boardwalk Social Club. There will be line dancing, a ballet dance performance, drum circle, and crafts for kids, which will be ongoing throughout the afternoon. They'll be raffling off a limited edition Arts Council beach towel, as well as goodie string bags with art supplies will be distributed to all the participating youngsters. Mayor and council and the public are all invited to attend and participate on the hands-on activities and the performances. And in the event of rain, the program will run at the fire hall. Set your calendar for the Arts Council's annual Porch Pop-Up Art Exhibit, Saturday, August 29th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the James Bradley, 204 3rd Avenue, with a rain date of August 30th. Local Bradley Beach artists are invited to submit artwork in various media, including painting, sculpture, photography, mixed media, and digital art. The deadline for submission is August 12th, so please go to the Arts Council page on the borough website and follow the QR code to register. Lainey DeFranco's Ballet for Balance ran through July with active and enthusiastic participation. The program will resume in September. Details will follow. The next Arts Council meeting will take place on Monday, August 17th at the Biasi Center. And the Fletcher Lake Commission met July 9th. However, there are no meaningful updates to report. They will be skipping their August meeting, but will resume their next meeting on September 10th. The Rec Committee has not met in June or July because of the summer camp program. The Rec Department is hosting its annual Back to School Bingo on August 16th at 3 p.m. at the Rec Center. This program is a meaningful support to school families, and every child in attendance will go home a winner with a grade appropriate backpack filled with school supplies. Rec Committee members CJ and Sal generously purchased 170 backpacks, and the committee is requesting community donations to help fill the backpacks through its Amazon wish list. Please go to the recreation page for a direct link to support the program. Attendance is free, and all kids are welcome to come play bingo and win school supplies, and pizza will be served. Mahjong Open Play runs every Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. at the Biagi Center. Strength training takes place Monday mornings at the Neptune Community Center, 10 a.m., and step aerobics Monday and Thursday evenings at 6:30 p.m. Both of these programs are free of charge and open to all Bradley Beach residents. The Rec Summer Camp program is now in its 6th week and runs through August 15th. Camp holds a huge end of summer celebration on its last day. As excited as they are for the most fun day of camp, they're also sad that it's almost over. It's been an amazing summer camp this year. Discovery Bradley Beach Golden Ticket Hunt, the Rec Department's celebration of National Parks and Recreation Month. This past July has been a big hit. All of the parks were explored and golden tickets were found. Prizes were awarded. We hope to make it, the Rec Committee hopes to make it an annual event. And I'm pushing this one final time because there hasn't been a lot of registration, but the Recreation is planning its first ever Camp Throwback Weekend, a 3-day day camp for adults to run August 27th through the 29th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's $175 per person, and the fee includes lunch and complimentary beach passes for all participants, as well as a camp t-shirt and lanyard with perks from shops, restaurants, and bars from all over Bradley Beach. The second session of Summer Bocce Leagues is running through August 28th. It's been a busy league with 48 enthusiastic participants per session, plus substitute players throughout the summer. Rec will be running a women's round-robin league in the fall as long as the weather cooperates. The Rec Committee will next meet on August 10th, 6:30 p.m. at the Rec Center. And that's my report.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Clark.
Thank you. So for the first aid squad for the operational period ending August 5th, they responded to 31 day calls, 16 night calls for a total of 47, 24 for medical, 18 for fire, 2 motor vehicle. And that means that during the month of July, they responded to 71 calls, which is about 3 times the amount that they had in the wintertime. So an incredibly active summer season here in Bradley Beach. They also conducted training for safety and education on airway management and oxygen delivery. The total number of volunteers for the period were 339, and they fulfilled 100% of their assignments. Of course, they're always looking for volunteers for first aid. They offer free training, and anyone wishing to volunteer for the first aid squad, applications can be found on the borough's website. And of course, they're also accepting applications for their cadet program for young people 16 to 18 years of age who are interested in serving our community. At the Environmental Commission meeting on Monday, we reviewed some recent knotweed removal efforts. They had another session on the 25th for additional knotweed removal and discussed some other long-term invasive species management techniques to see if we can try and combat the very invasive knotweed. They also approved some funding for $200 for some composting services at the Bradley Beach 5K, as well as $200 for composting associated with a future pumpkin-related recreation event. So instead of going into the garbage, they're going to be contributing to having everything properly composted. They are also looking at some shell recycling opportunities. Currently, restaurants who have an excess of all the leftover oyster shells and clam shells are usually thrown out, but there have been efforts by other towns to actually recycle these, which can actually get put back into the ocean to create reefs. So they're looking at doing something like that. They're also working on some public education related to the borough's possible leaf blower ordinance and focusing on some environmental benefits and outreach efforts to the residents. So probably more news coming on that. And lastly, I met with the our full-time code enforcement officer, part of our community development department, Bill Young, as we all know, is our first full-time code enforcement officer, who's doing a tremendous job in enforcing all the rules for our town. But it's funny, the biggest pushback that he gets is that, well, he'll give somebody a fine for having something not conforming, and they'll say, well, it's been this way for years. How come you're first fining me now? And but he tries to explain to people that the rules haven't changed, and what has changed is we finally have the staff capacity to enforce them consistently. And a full-time code enforcement officer helps ensure that our ordinances are applied fairly, consistently throughout the town, rather than only when issues are reported or happen to be noticed. So this consistent enforcement helps protect property values, preserve the neighborhood character, address small problems before they become larger. It helps to reduce neighbor-to-neighbor disputes and improve the overall safety and quality of life. The goal is not to issue tickets like James Trees, but it's really to maintain the standards of our community to be a great place to live. So please, if you see something that looks concerning, please reach out to our code enforcement office and they'll look into it again. That's it.
That's it. Thank you, Councilman. And the one other thing I would say, I applaud our code officer as well. Mr. Young's doing a great job. The one thing I would clarify is when something has been out of whack for a decade and he does highlight that to the resident, he doesn't lead with a fine, he does lead with a notice. And then if after 30 days or whatever the appropriate time length is, that is still not addressed, then he will follow the fine. So he's making every effort in the world to just bring Bradley Beach up to code, basically. And he's doing a great job. He's very busy.
Yeah.
And as you pointed out, he's full-time, and we really did need a full-time person in that role. All right, I could spend the next hour reading our libraries update. It's amazing. Every meeting, it's amazing how lengthy the notes are that I receive from our librarian. I'm not going to spend an hour reading this, but I'll give some highlights. Most important message that I will deliver is this library, a little small library, tucked away on 4th Avenue. The number of programs that they have, and for all shapes and sizes, for young children ages to 5, and then children 7 to 12, and they play video games and Minecraft and things like that. They have reading sessions. And I'll read a few of these, but I can't do it justice in a minute or two. Go to the library's website if you have any young children, any elderly folks, or you yourself as an adult, if you have any interest in learning how to needlepoint or work with yarn. I mean, it's amazing. So just a few quick notes. Music class for babies on Fridays, 9:15 a.m. through August. God bless you.
Thank you.
Music class for babies. So that's kind of cool. They read books, read and play for children on August 7th, tomorrow, and I'm sorry, 2 days, right? 7th? 2 days, yeah. And on the 28th, 3:30, read and play. Yarn Club, bring your knitting or crocheting projects. That's August 10th. And again, I'm not going to read all the dates, go to the website. Dinosaur Olympics for young children. It's not me entering any Olympics. But again, for young children, so the kids will have a great time. Greek mythology, Minecraft, Erascape, gaming, uncovered 13 hidden shrines. Again, continuing. Spanish English conversation group. It's amazing. There's a foam party for young children where they get to run around in soap suds on August 18th at 4 p.m. Anyway, read to a dog to encourage children to read. Lego days, where, if your young children love Legos, get to that library. And Mario Kart and Switch for kids on August 31st at 3 p.m. The Friends of the Library have an event and an announcement. There's a jewelry sale on August 13th at 9 a.m. until 7 p.m. So anyone interested in jewelry at very good pricing, please show up at the August 13th jewelry sale. And the Friends of the Library are participating in a program that they're partnering with Dolly Parton and her Imagination Library. Children living in Bradley Beach, ages 0 to 5, are eligible to sign up for a program that will receive, and the children will receive books in the mail once a month through the month of their 5th birthday. Bradley Beach is one of 4 towns in New Jersey participating in the program. Visit the library's website or stop by the library and speak with the children's librarian, Ashley Foglia, for more details. That's the vast majority of my time. However, I do have another couple of comments to make. One, back on July 1st, the borough had a nice celebration, little for a small town, of our 250th anniversary of the country. Yesterday, we received the video. It's about a 3-minute video. It's not very long. It's really cute. It just gives you a sense of the events of that day. Has a couple interviews, including one with Council President DeNoble, who, as usual, stole the show, standing next to a guy on 10-foot stilts. So that was a little unfair advantage over everyone else. I know our historian also had a little role in the presentation. So that has been posted on the website. Feel free to check it out. I think it's 3 or 4 minutes. It's short but sweet. Summer is upon us. Obviously, it's been a crazy good summer for our beaches. We're up in revenue. We're probably up in expenses too, because we've got a lot of coverage lifeguards. But I think folks are really enjoying the beaches. Mr. Doherty and I both are regularly talking to the head of our lifeguards to make sure everything is safe. And with that might come additional expense. And overtime or whatever. But again, I think our visitors are really enjoying our beaches, and that's despite a lot of the construction taking place at the south end of town. I'm just going to echo what was already said. National Night Out was great. Star Wars folks were great, and Terry, you never cease to amaze me. I saw that picture once of your garage filled with Star Wars memorabilia. Anyone ever wants a tour? I think it's $5 admission. But it was a great night out, national night out, and a lot of fun for all, I think. One thing I want to make sure I say that this council is very committed to communicating. There's an awful lot going on in the borough, especially in case of infrastructure projects. We are communicating via newsletters and website updates, and the newsletters have QR codes taking you to the website, Facebook and social media type pages. We are doing everything we can to keep the borough informed. But if you feel left out, if you feel in the dark, please reach out to any of us. Reach out to Mr. Doherty. There's an awful lot of information, and we have it, and we're disseminating it. We just got to make sure it gets to everybody. We are in the process of applying for a federal grant application called FEMA Go. That is part of a resiliency plan that we are trying to partner with Avon by the Sea, right at the southernmost end of town, where we are at our lowest sea level elevation, and we are very susceptible to storms and ocean surges that have already flooded Silver Lake in the past. Avon owns part of this gap. It's a 5-mile stretch of land from north of Asbury to south of Belmar. Across 5 miles, there's 1,500 feet of a gap, and it's right at the end of Bradley, and it's right at the beginning of the north end of Avon. We are trying to close that gap by extending our promenade. Phase 1 we're working on now. Phase 2 we're applying for federal funding, and we're reaching out to legislators to try to help support us and advocate for us. And then finally, phase 3 that will close that gap officially for decades to come rests with Avon, and they are diligently working on their plans for that. So the one other thing I want to mention, this council, most of us, I think one maybe couldn't make it, but they had a ribbon cutting for the acai bowls. I'll get that wording right. At Lunaberry. And many people love acai bowls, but they have no idea Lunaberry is set up right in the 700 block of Lorraine. So they're in the red building on the 700 block of Lorraine. They just opened. We just had a ribbon cutting for them a week ago. And while we were there talking and posing for pictures, and Tom Arnaud from the county came down, one of the owners says, "Hey, any chance Bradley Beach has concessions on the beach? We could sell acai bowls there." Well, it just so happens we had an empty concession stand because the concessionaire wasn't pleased with our construction and decided not to, follow through with his lease. And this gentleman from Lunaberry has set up. He's got all his equipment moved in, and for August and September or most of September of this year, at least half of it, I guess, he will be selling acai bowls at the Ocean Park concession right near the children's playground. I think, at last I heard, he was going to be opening live like noon or 1 o'clock today. Hopefully he got opened up. If he is, please go down and patronize the guy. It seems like a great family and a great product.
We need to put a sign up out there for him, or work with him to put a sign up, because when you walk past his bathrooms, you'll never know there's the concession there. So we got to figure that out.
The best part is everybody goes to the bathrooms. All he needs is a sign. He'll have a constant flow of traffic, and he's aware of that. I think it's a great product, but it's a great location, and it was very fortuitous that he just happened to want to get in there. We were planning. We didn't have a vendor, and it's hard to get a vendor 2/3 of the way through the summer. And just by Council President DeNoble setting up a ribbon cutting, we now have a concession. So I think it's a total win-win. That concludes my report, and now we can move to public comments or questions. So anyone at all who has a comment or a question, please step forward and give your name and address.
My name is Ellie Phillips. I'm at 617 Boonley Avenue. I'm a homeowner. Matt, I owe you an apology because I do want to correct you that if I interpreted in the phone conversation that it stuff like the Beach locker, I don't. I have 2 annual tenants. I have the front house and a rear cottage. I rent them annually. Okay, I live in Ocean Township. I have a beach locker. I pay for it every year. My lock is on there. I have a chair, an umbrella in the beach locker. I use it. I give them access. I share it. Share it with the tenants, and they're great. And they pay. They have beach badges, and I do want to continue having the beach locker. I will let you and the council decide otherwise. But I feel like I'm sharing it with the community within my property that's using it with me. I do want to say you touched me out, and it really hit me hard. I'm so glad that you're increasing the lifeguards and overtime and that and contributing it, because I usually go to the beach right early in the morning and at night. The last time that there was a drowning was in July 2016. I was on Burley Avenue. I called in the police, and unfortunately, that person died and drowned, and that always affected me. That I'm always saying going in the water anymore, in the ocean. And to see that you guys are spending money since 2016 July, there's never been a drowning in Valley Beach, and it's really great that our lifeguards and chief does so much and so well to the town of Valley Beach. So no price matter the prices or anything, very valuable. And so that's number one. I apologize, I'm losing because you hit me on that one. The second thing is I want you to understand the sewer, what the cap is. Because since I own the front house and the back, I have one sewer line goes from the front house straight to the back. Okay, I don't know what a cap is, but the front house is a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath. Cottage is 600 square feet with 1 bathroom, so it's 2.5 bath. A lot of these houses in Valley Beach are getting bigger and bigger. They have 2.5 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, and I don't know the differences, but like I know I'm paying $925 and happy to do it for the sewer line. Then like a single family house that's 3.5 bathrooms is paying $400 or $500, half of what it is. When I look at really in multitudes is that I don't know how it's done. Somebody mentioned it was a cap. I'm not sure what a cap is.
I don't know exactly.
The person who might know is Mr. Cohen, and I saw you start to raise your hand. But this is all about how our sewer fees are allocated, and I believe it's based on sewer caps on a property.
It's based on units, so it's per unit. There was a reduction a couple years ago, but it was 462.50 per unit per year.
What depends on that?
So because there's 2 homes on there, I have paid double.
Yes.
But it's like in reality, I disagree with the units because a house, you have a 4 or 5 bedroom house with 3.5 bathrooms, you're literally using more than just 2 units.
It's not based on volume at all.
No, it's not based on utilization, and that's something we've looked at, tried. I've been asking for all of it, and you're 100% correct. If we're going to be environmentalists, we should really be, rewarding people who use less. I mean, I have a unit in my building without a washer dryer, without a dishwasher. I had an 85-year-old woman living there, and I had to pay the $462.50.
Who's to say she doesn't shower 8 times a day?
And then someone has a 6-bedroom, to her point, 5-bathroom house, and they're paying $462.50.
It's the most equitable way. So water's easy. You measure water, how much you use. But who's to say you're not, like someone might drink a lot more water than shower. Some might use it to water their lawn. It's an imperfect system, but it's the EDU system is really the fairest that you come up with. I've been to towns where they actually base the sewer bill on the water usage. And so a lot of those are single family houses that water lawns. So now the homeowner, in order to prove to the borough that the water didn't go into the sewer, has to buy a separate irrigation meter. And they're basically back to where they started, paying the EDU anyway. So it's an imperfect system, but unless we're going to install sewage meters, and then sewage isn't necessarily just by volume, it could be weight because the sludge removal, right? Because it's not the same as just drinking water. The that you can measure. It's all the same density and what have you, and all created in the same way. Sewage, maybe you're creating more sludge at your house because you have more people using the toilets than the shower. Like, it's just impossible to gauge specific sewer usage and then the cost to the borough to remove sludge versus treat water versus distribute effluent from treatment. So it's the imperfect system. You're right. It would be fair in some way for you, but that might be unfair for someone else. So it's really the best we can come up with in municipal park.
And I only have one big one, couple, well, when you mentioned about the $1,000 trees, that's great, but like if there's like a storm and a tree falls down and there's imminent damage, if the homeowner goes and gets rid of that tree, you shouldn't be liable after the fact to pay $1,000. Is that in the?
Yes,
the borough?
that would be
That
an
was a
emergency situation. We do say, just send an email to the Shade Tree Commission and let them know what's happening. And yeah, but you would have to have knowledge of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have an inventory, so they want to keep it. What's removed.
That's not only storm execution, if the tree's dead. You just
Absolutely,
notify them,
anything.
you can take that.
Because like your
We have a lot
homeowners
of
will be on you're negligent.
Yes.
So it's like talk them. Okay, thank you. Do
Good
you have any questions for me? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Thank you so much.
Any other questions or comments? Anyone on Zoom? Ms. Davidson, I see your hand up, I think.
Oh no, it's Tracy. I don't know.
Those are Ms. Davidson. See.
I know there's two Tracy's on there.
See,
Right.
Tracy's iPhone.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tracy's iPhone. I think your hand is up. That's Tracy. Is that?
Tracy, you want to unmute so we can hear you?
Is that?
Yeah. There you go. Okay, you're good.
Okay, thank you. Tracy McCarthy. I'm at 830 4th Avenue in Neptune City. Just inquiring upon the refunds of the lockers. Just wondering, where are the funds coming from, for the beach lockers? Like, how will it be paid out? By what source?
We want to make sure everything we do is by the book, so I don't have an answer for you tonight, but I mean, we have the revenue that's come in for those lockers that usually is used to purchase new lockers and or build a reserve. Those dollars, we just have to, the accounting of them, I'm not clear on yet, we have to determine that.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, I saw Tracy, I thought it was the Tracy.
Tracy.
Other comments or questions? I see none. Does anyone see anything? Nope.
Don.
Oh, Don Greenberg? Yes, sir.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, so just quick question. Where's is that report from Michael Collins going to be posted on the reports page on the website?
You know what, Don, again, I don't know the specifics. We just got it and I sent it to Amy this morning. It was dated yesterday. And I asked her to post it on the website, but I kind of leave it to her judgment. Like sometimes she'll create a new space or there's one space right now that's got 5 or 6 topics. One is infrastructure projects. One is taxes, which she just set up. It's likely she'll just set up a new line there, but you should see it on the homepage.
Okay, so there'll be a note on the homepage and a link.
And if
to
you
it.
don't,
Okay,
send an email to Mr. Doherty.
okay.
He'll jump on it. But it may be there now. I mean, if you want to check the website, it may be there as we speak.
Yeah, I checked the reports page. It wasn't there, so that's why I was asking.
I asked her specifically to put it on the homepage, so
Okay.
it might be easier
Got
to
it.
access.
Okay.
She may not have gotten to it yet, though. So it'll
Yeah,
be very.
good. She has a few other things on her mind at the moment. Yeah,
All right, is that it, sir?
that's it. That's all I got.
All right, thank you. Any other comments or questions? Okay, is that
No.
anything? No. Different, it's a thumbs up, I think,
Oh,
close. All right, I will then close public comments and there is no executive session, so I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.
Now I go to the safety.
Thank you.